Alright, this is Calibos, and this would be episode 2 of Project Ozone 3. That's a lot of numbers. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to remember. So I've got some cobble. I probably don't have enough. I've made a thing out here that's roughly 24 blocks. Next step is all of these leaves are infested. And we're just going to go through and collect some string. I still haven't turned that off. That's kind of annoying. Oh, man. It's going to break my head. So we're just going to do this because I don't especially care about the rest of it. So we want to be able to produce wood without all of it, you know, immediately going crazy. So let's do that. All right, so I have no idea where all of it went. I'm assuming that it just fell into the void because fell into the void. But now we can plant trees again. So one of the things you'll notice is we got all of that string and we got no saplings from it. So be aware you do not get saplings from infested leaves, which totally makes sense in my head, but I don't know if it'll make sense in yours. So our next step is wooden barrels. Wooden barrels are fairly cool. You can use them for some of the conversions that happen. As far as dust into clay, which is one of the things that the quest book wants us to do. But we're going to put a hold on that, and we're going to get our mob farm going because I feel that this is slightly more important. So one of the things that we're going to need is, you know, keep in mind, I'm going to screw this up. So we're going to make a pickaxe so we can fix what breaks. So let's see. There we are. So this would be so because we don't have a tape measure, I am pretty much just going to do this and go, that's 25 blocks. Seems legit. And then we'll remove that. So from here, apple juice. We're going to make our platform. 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is going to be plenty big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And lined up perfectly. So just to give you an idea of effective scale here, this is 7 by 15, which means we need 7 times 15 cobblestone to make this nonsense work. Now, 7 times 5 is 35. 35 times 3 is, what, 105? So, I mean, we had... Hey guys, look, it's a blood moon. Let's make sure everything is lit up so we don't die horribly. No sleeping on a blood moon. Oh, can we make a crafting table on a stick? We want to make a crafting table on a stick. Ah, perfect. Why does that not have a recipe? Weird. So let's make a sign. Pick up our crafting table, and we'll take it with us. Man, we're like champions now. We have the most advanced thing ever. So let's take some of these and we'll make some more of that. All right, so we would like to make some of this. So this is where our crafting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I made an even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you believe that, guys? I was aiming for 7 and I made 8. It's because I'm smart. All right. So now we have this. We're gonna go all the way around with this. All right. So now, this is going to be where the mobs are, and we want this to be 3 high. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put down a slab for the roof. We want the slab for the roof because we do not want stuff to spawn up there. Stuff does not spawn on half slabs. You probably already know this, but it is a thing that cannot be emphasized enough. So if you are starting a skyblock and you are worried about not having any torches and there could be a blood moon, and just for the general idea that you might not be able to make a lot of cobble in the beginning, then it is a good idea to simply start with half slabs, because you can get a lot more distance out of half slabs. 2, 3. So that's pretty cool as well. Now clearly I ran out of cobble, so this is why I brought a single piece of dirt. We're just gonna put that there. We're gonna entertain ourselves by staring deeply into the dirt patterns, trying to divine any meaning while we create infinite rocks from a 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter cube of dirt, which apparently we can carry. So we'll do this. We'll do that. Then we're going to take this and go make sure that we're... So I had thought about, because I also play Magic, and I had thought about running Arena on here. The difficulty is I run Linux, and despite the fact that we're approximately a quarter of users, people who use Linux, and there's a lot of people that dispute that, but according to Internet Analytics, about a quarter of the computers that do anything on the internet are in fact Linux, and we are getting a little bit more love from major companies. There's a couple of solid Linux laptops that are coming out. I have gotten Arena to run briefly on Linux, but the difficulty is they updated it, and then I was unable to get it to run. And when I was able to get it to run, I was unable to get it to OBS wouldn't. It knew something was running, but it wouldn't record it without doing a full screen capture. And there are a number of hassles with running a full screen capture, especially if, there are things that I don't want you guys to see on my screens, like, passwords and logins and cool things like that, which allow me to do things on the interwebs without being excited. What did I do with my dirt? Has anybody seen my block of dirt? Oh, there it is. I knew that. And I would basically have to monkey around a lot more with my editing software to make it work. I think I'm still going to look into doing it. Now, I'm not the best Magic player in the world, and I'm hesitant about throwing money at buying cards. One, because, I keep a roof over my head, and, there's food on the table and the power's on. But I'm not sure that I'm more than happy to buy paper Magic cards. I'm less interested in buying digital cards that may go away after 3 months, or not 3 months. If things drift out of standard and Wizards gets rid of it, then I've basically paid money for nothing. And I am frugal enough that this makes me uncomfortable. I mean, it'd be one thing if, I had 4 million people watching me, and it was what, was making my paychecks work. But since since I don't make any money from this is purely for my own personal entertainment and, maybe, a few other people who are interested in watching. I don't feel that there's a good enough return on investing money yet. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll decide to keep a large database so that people can play Extended and Legacy and stuff like that. It would be exciting. I don't think it's likely to happen. I'm honestly not convinced that you know, Wizards is ever going to bother with and by Wizards I mean Hasbro. Hasbro owns all of that. And they in the end lay down the law. So we'll see how that goes. It's a little bit wider so I don't like randomly fall off. I will go ahead and explain what I've done. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it before. This is a very standard design. So, one, we are far enough from the base that I can stand there and mobs will spawn here. So I have raised this by a half slab so that if I stand right here and there are mobs, they can't see me. And so if they can't see me, they're not going to try to attack me and creepers won't explode and stuff. Now, if I stand on the ends, then, well, the guy right here can't see me. Everybody else can. That is why this is not too deep. And so I will not get spiders to spawn in here because spiders are a 2x2 mob and they require quite a bit of space, actually. Now, it is 3 high, so that means I can spawn Enderman. And it's all half slabs at the top. So it does not let light through. So this, because half slabs don't let light through, these are technically blocking all of the light to these squares, which is why they are red. Now, if I were to break one of them, you'll notice that, you know, light comes through here now, and this is lit up and that's lit up and stuff. So I also put torches on the other side. We can't really see those from close up, but as I go further away, you'll see that I can, you know, generally make out the particle effects. Well, not really, but if you're close enough, you can. So all we have to do is hang out here, really. And occasionally glance over, and we will get mobs. So what I'm going to do is we're going to clear this a little bit. Now, food is going to be an issue, so to that effect, I have saved apples. And this is typically a thing in we get access to PAMs, so that gives us an apple sapling, which will simply produce apples for us. Now, I would like to move this slightly further away, so that when we run other things, we don't have to worry too much about torches. There we go. So typically I keep my torches at 9. And I'll have a weapon and then pickaxe and then whatever tool I'm using a lot of, and then stuff. So I'm kind of methodical about where I keep some things. Mostly just for convenience and stuff. In this one, if we want to make a bucket, so eventually we are going to be making a bucket, we're going to need iron plates. We can make a clay bucket, which means we'll need clay. And I like the idea of iron plates as buckets, by the way, because it's basically the sides and the bottom. Bend these around and put this on the bottom and you're good. So we can cast iron plates, or we can cast a bucket. So to make iron plates, we're basically going to need a crushing table from Magneticraft, a compactor or pressurizer, a hydraulic press, or we can make it through Tinkers. So we'll need a plate cast, Looks like we're going to tungsten. So we can make a clay plate, unfired clay plate. So yeah, so we're probably going to go for our first customer. We are probably going to go for a clay bucket and then work from there. So that gives us that. So let's give ourselves a sword. Sword's pretty easy to make. Oh, it does damage. Sometimes they don't do damage. So let's go ahead and put this down here. Put this there, and we will expand that platform later. Meanwhile, let us go investigate the possibilities of murder. Specifically, that creature which has already gone away. So that is the other thing. If we drifted too far over this way, because it's actually at 25 plus roughly 4, if we go over here, then we're at 32 blocks and things can just go away. So at this point, we've done the ex nihilo stuff. You guys have seen string. You've seen trees, stuff like that. This is how we get water. So we can keep pumping water into this. Like so, and that will continue to make water. So let's go into Botania. That looks like a skeleton. We're going to need skeletons. We're going to need lots of skeletons. Yeah. So the thing about Botania, there we go. We're starting to get our first apples already. And that's why we make an apple sapling. It's a creeper. A creeper is also a thing that we need. Is it a creeper? No, it's a chicken. It's an Abyssalcraft chicken. Oh, that sounds like a ghast. And now it is a doomed chicken? It's a demon chicken. Okay, that sounded terrifying. Let's see what we got out of the loot bag. Paper, gunpowder, and gold. That's actually super helpful, the gold. So we're going to save these for later. We're going to need quite a bit of bone, not just for the ex nihilo, but for the Botania. So right off the bat, we're going to need to do this, which grass. Ta-da! Now there was, isn't this supposed to act like, I might need to wait until we have more thing, but I thought that the Botania living roots are supposed to act So, so the living roots are supposed to be used for saplings, which you've already done in floral fertilizer. They also work as bone meal. So theoretically, I should just be able to make... Okay, I am very disturbed that sheep are now hostile mobs. That was the most demonic sounding sheep ever. So I think this is a good place to call it. I've got a drop of evil. Where did I get a drop of evil already? Okay, so we shouldn't already have this, but because we do... Okay. We're going to leave that for now. Alright, so we have this. Cobblestone down. So we're going to improve the mod spawner, but I will deal with that next episode. So yeah, if you liked it, leave a like. If you don't, don't. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. Have a good night.